Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to the World of Sports podcast. I'm your host, Lucas, with your host,
Brendan, guys, I'm here for the
and
podcast.
today we are going to be talking about the NFL draft. We're going to be giving our recap, and we're also going to be talking about uh, the new things with the NBA that's going on, and we'll be talking about the Buccaneers. We have a ton of stuff to talk about today, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast.
Yeah,
And at the beginning, me and Brendan would like to thank you guys for all the support in the first podcast. We really do appreciate it.
yeah, and
And
this
yeah.
this episode of the podcast will be longer than the other one. The reason why the other one was so short is because we're recording this one late at night too, but I mean it's a weekend, and
Yeah,
also the reason why the other one was so short is because Lucas's laptop died. So
yeah,
expect this one to be maybe an hour to an hour and a half long.
yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. Where do you want to start off?
Um, I guess let's start with the draft recap.
All right.
So I think what we're gonna do is go through every person that was drafted in the first round. Um,
Okay.
Now I don't know everybody that was drafted in the first round. Lucas might, but I'm not a huge college football fan. Um, I'm more of a major league sports fan than college.
Yeah.
But I'm just depending on the team needs, and I know the biggest players like Chase Young, Joe Burrow, Jeff Okuda. But depending on the team's need and who they picked, then that's what we'll use to judge.
I don't think we should. I don't think we should go after every single team that picked in the first round. But I think we should just go after like I don't know the big things like let's say the Bengals and Redskins. We should talk about
Let's
them.
go up to like top. We'll do the top 15.
Okay.
But CD Lamb,
Um.
CD Lamb did go pretty early in the draft, more early than I expected
CD
him
Lamb.
to. He went 17 to Dallas, so I mean I
I
didn't.
think he fell pretty far, honestly.
You hardly ever see wide receivers go before like 15, and he went
Mm,
17. Unless they're like once in a lifetime prospects, or not once in a lifetime, but once in a generation, then it's rare.
yeah.
But
All right. So let's talk about the Bengals first. Obviously, 'cause they had the first pick.
yeah,
Me and Brandon, I'm pretty much everyone knew that they were gonna get Joe Burrow. But
career
I mean,
down the.
we can talk about like everything they did a bit. 'Cause obviously, the Bengals were the worst team, so we can talk about how they did in the draft later on.
Okay.
But Joe Burrow, I think if they build a good team around him, I feel like he can have a good career with
Okay.
them.
So just wanted to say something real quick. Say bye bye to Joe Burrow's career. Just went down the shitter.
Okay, that's
Same
just
with
a Brown
same with Carson
Browns
Palmer.
fan.
Carson
Cars,
Palmer hated Cincinnati, and I feel like it's
yeah,
gonna be the same thing as
that's
Joe
one
Burrow.
instance. So
They never are good with quarterbacks.
I don't know, man. Carson Palmer was like a decade ago, so I mean it's a little bit different now. But
Yeah, the city of
guys,
Cincinnati is
it
fucking
doesn't matter
shit.
what city it is. If they build a good team around him, they'll win. That's all that really matters. Um, it just depends because I'm sure they have different management now than they did with Carson
They
Palmer.
he didn't not like the team because of the management. He just didn't like the city of Cincinnati.
Well, that's Carson Palmer's problem. Okay,
Because Bengals
let's
fans
talk
are the
about
most
Joe Burrow.
disrespectful to their
Do you
team.
think that was the right pick, taking Joe Burrow?
Yeah, it was the right pick. They're obviously not going to take Justin Herbert to a um
I mean,
Tagovailoa or however you say his last
I
name.
mean, in my opinion, Andy Dalton's not a horrible quarterback. They could stick out with
He's
him,
just not
but
performing. I mean, they've had him for like the last 7 years, 6 or 7 years, and he just hasn't done good. And they
yeah.
haven't made the playoffs in. Well, they made the
I
playoffs a couple
believe
years ago, but
I believe wasn't he like a second or third round pick? I don't even think he was a first round
I don't
pick.
know. He wasn't. I don't. Was he drafted
I
by the
mean for a
Bengals?
second, yeah, he was definitely drafted by the Bengals. But yeah, Andy Dalton was like a second round pick. I mean, I guess for a second round pick, he's been a decent quarterback. I mean, he's been a starter for pretty much his whole career. But
Yeah.
he's nothing special. He's just an okay guy.
So if I had to
I think
grade,
I'm more comfortable with Andy Dalton as a backup than a starter. But
yeah, he can be like Ryan Fitzpatrick, where
yeah,
he's better as a backup, but if he
I thought you
needs
were
to
gonna
come
say
in,
Ryan Tannehill. I was gonna be like, don't be disrespecting Ryan Tannehill. Had a good year last year. But
Yeah, it really was
And
hard
what's your
handing the
grade
ball
for the
off to Derrick
Bengals?
Henry. Um, I would give them an A plus. I mean, that's pretty obvious. They needed a quarterback. They got one.
Yeah, I would say the same thing there.
But real quick, um, so Chase Young went 2 to Washington and Jeff Okuda went 3 to Detroit. This is the first time in the modern draft era that the first 3 picks have been on the same team at one time in their
Mm.
college career. Because if you didn't know, Joe Burrow was on OSU until he transferred to LSU because um he wasn't really performing for the Ohio State.
I mean, you
Well, they
can't really perform if you're a backup.
they gave him a chance to become a starter in his junior year, and Justin
Oh,
Fields won.
oh,
Or no, it was a actually no, not Justin Fields, Dwayne Haskins.
yeah. All right. So with the second pick, obviously the Redskins took Chase Young.
Yeah,
Give your grade on that.
obviously an A plus. I just can't wait till I get to the Giants pick, guys. I'm gonna bash the living shit out of the Giants. But with this
Okay.
Washington pick, I don't. They could have had other needs. I'm just so glad that they didn't give up on Dwayne Haskins so early, because teams that give up on their quarterback after 1 or 2 years are just so stupid.
I would have been so happy if they would have drafted a quarterback at 2. Oh my god. It's alright. Um, yeah, I also give it an A plus as well. I think the Redskins, um, I feel like they easily didn't need Chase Young, but he was the best player in the draft, so they were like, let's take him. So their defensive line is gonna be sick. They have Jonathan Allen, they got Chase Young, they got a bunch of good guys on their defensive line. Like they're gonna be stacked line. That's the only reason I feel like they didn't need to take Chase Young is because they already have like last year. Well, they had a top 10 pick last year and they drafted the defensive line. But I mean, it's whatever. I think the Redskins will probably be one of the defensive lines in the NFL next year. It's kind of like when the 49ers took Nick Bosa last year, similar to
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I'll give that an A plus. Talk about the Lions
So
pick, Jeff
this
Okuda.
is going to be not like I'm a Jeff Okuda fan, and it's not because you're a Lions fan. I'm gonna give it an A. I mean, Jeff Okuda wasn't the best available in my opinion, but you know
No, but I
they
think
didn't
what
need,
the Lions are
and
trying to build,
there's some
he's
other
the
things that
best
they could
fit.
have used for a cornerback. I mean, other than a quarterback. So I'm gonna give him a A, not an A plus,
Yeah,
because he's
I'll
not.
give it an A too. But I think
Yeah,
he's the best corner. We needed
yeah,
another one.
definitely the best corner.
So, and I don't think he's the third best player in the draft, even though he was taken third. I feel like he's a top 5 best player in the draft, though. He's
Yeah,
definitely got the talent to be a really good corner. So yeah, I'll give that an A as
yeah.
well.
So next the New York Giants. I said that I was gonna bash this team. I don't. It baffles me why they took Andrew Thomas over Isaiah Simmons. They do need offensive linemen, but plenty of good offensive linemen fell into the second. Or if they really needed one, they could have traded back and gotten some extra assets. Because Andrew Thomas wasn't going to be taken before the 10th. I don't
Yeah.
feel like, unless if it was by Arizona, who did end up taking Isaiah Simmons, which made Jedrick Wills fall to the Cleveland Browns. Um, you know, So thanks to the Giants for not taking Isaiah Simmons because the Cardinals would have taken Jedrick Wills. So I'm glad that they didn't take Isaiah Simmons at the same time. But that just
Yeah.
I feel like they missed a huge opportunity for some good defensive back um help. And I'll give their pick a B plus. So we're out of the A's.
B plus.
So
Huh.
not they could have used they can use linemen, but they've really passed up on one of the best prospects and the best lineman in the linebacker in the draft.
Okay, well, I'm gonna give the Giants pick a C plus. I think
See,
yeah, C plus. So pretty much the reason I'm giving that a C plus is a C plus isn't horrible, by the way. A C plus is okay. And by the way, we're not trying to
yeah,
hit on Andrew Thomas. I'm sure he'll be a good tackle.
but
But
he didn't have to go number 4 in the draft.
yeah, yeah,
If
for
he's
sure.
not Joe Thomas, I'm sorry. Just
Yeah.
wanted to say that.
I mean his last name is Thomas. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but
But but let's be honest here. The Giants easily should have traded back if they wanted Andrew Thomas so bad. I feel like they
yeah,
probably could have gotten him if they would have traded back. Let's say with Cleveland, if the Cleveland Browns and the Giants made a trade back or whatever. I feel like Andrew Thomas probably would have been available at 10.
Because Arizona would have if the Giants traded with
If the
Cleveland,
Browns
the
moved up,
Browns
they would have gotten Isaiah Simmons at
if
4.
if the Browns traded with the Giants, they would have gotten Isaiah Simmons, and then Arizona would have drafted Jedrick Wills, and then the Giants
Yeah,
would have gotten Andrew
yeah, for
Thomas.
sure.
So
See, I feel like the Giants could have gotten Andrew Thomas if they could have gotten some extra assets, but
like
it's whatever. That's why I
and
give it a C plus.
I'm gonna move mine to a B actually, but another thing that I wanted to say was they didn't even draft um no hate to Andrew, like Lucas said, no hate to Andrew Thomas, but they didn't even draft the number one ranked lineman or tackle in the draft, which maybe
And that does not guarantee that he's
yeah,
going to
well, but
be worse than the other
I mean if
tackles, but
you would feel like if you're gonna draft a tackle with the fourth pick, you would pick the number one ranked, and it would be like a huge prospect, like
that's
once
not
in a
the only thing they
generation. But
look at, though. I mean, I'm sure the combine had a lot to do with this. Maybe he was good in the combine. Uh,
yeah,
Also, when teams have meetings with certain players, sometimes players just are a better fit. So, I don't know. Let's
yeah.
go to the 5th pick. The Miami Dolphins selecting Tua. What's their grade on that?
I mean, I'll give it an A. It was either Tua or Justin Herbert. They chose Tua. I personally thought they were going to take Justin Herbert um over Tua, but Tua's going to turn out to be a great cornerback, not cornerback, quarterback, I think. And I will give that an A.
Okay. Yeah, with Tua, I think I'll give that a A minus, just because injury concerns. Kind of give it a A. A minus is still
Yeah,
good though.
he can.
But yeah, the injury concerns still are a little bit of a concern for me. But I mean, if he wasn't injured, he probably would have been a top 3 pick.
If
Let's
he
be
wasn't
honest.
injured, he probably would have gone over Joe Burrow, to be honest.
That's
Cause,
debatable.
cause when
Because
Tua
Joe
was
Burrow
playing, he was
beat
having a better
Tua.
season. Yeah,
Joe
but
Burrow beat Tua. So
statistically, Tua was having a better season until he got injured.
I don't know. I mean, I think for sure Tua would have been a top 3 pick, but I don't know. But yeah, I'll give that an A minus. Let's go with number 6, LA Chargers with Justin. What's your grade?
Um, I'll give him for the sole reason because they have Tyrod Taylor. I'll give him a B. Now I know you're probably like Tyrod Taylor. He's not great, but he's a solid quarterback. I'd put him probably a little bit higher than than Andy Dalton on like that skill. Like he can make it. He can be a starter if he has good
He's
assets
in
around
like
him.
the range of like Teddy Bridgewater,
Yeah,
people like that, like maybe Marcus Mariota,
yeah. So
people like
he's.
that.
I feel like they should have waited till next year, and so I'll give him a B. I
I
think
think he might sit behind what's his name? You just said it. I
Tyrod
can't think of it.
Taylor.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll sit behind Tyrod Taylor maybe for half of the season, depending on how they play. They'll probably put Herbert in. So I think the Chargers might be trash next year, but
Yeah. Well, they lost Philip Rivers, so
I mean
not like
Rivers,
they were good with him, but
he was trash last year. Let's be honest. But
yeah.
I'll give it a B minus. I think he'll be a good quarterback. I just don't ever see him becoming like a star or anything like that.
I feel like I'm being too generous with these because you're
I
like
mean, it's
going
your
hard
opinion.
on them.
I mean, we gotta give our honest thoughts. Um,
All
let's
right,
go
so
to number 7
Carolina.
with the Panthers. Derek Brown.
Um, this is a great pick. Um, honestly, it was either between him or Isaiah Simmons, and I did expect them to take Derek Brown. So, great defensive tackle. Um, and I'm gonna give that a B plus. Cause
Okay.
I mean, whether they took, I feel like they needed linebacker help. Because they lost Luke Kuechly, so they're really missing out on linebackers. Um, I'm not sure who they have at linebacker, but I'm just assuming their linebackers aren't very good right now because they lost Luke Kuechly. So I assume they need linebacker help. So that's the only reason I'm giving them a B.
All right. I'll give that a B. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I don't think Derek Brown is gonna be a star defensive tackle. I just think he's just gonna be a decent defensive tackle. I don't know if you guys know this, but he had one of the worst combines of all time. Um, he was good in college though, but I just don't see him being anything special. You know when a defensive tackle is gonna be really good. That's like Aaron Donald or Sue. You could tell when they were in college that they're gonna be really good.
Yeah.
With I don't know, just Derek Brown doesn't give me a good vibe of him becoming like a superstar or anything like that, which is probably why he fell to 7. But I don't know, we'll have to see. Let's go
Yeah.
to number 8, the Arizona Cardinals taking linebacker Isaiah Simmons with the 8th pick.
Um, I'm gonna give this an A. Um,
Okay.
I didn't expect Isaiah Simmons to fall. I was surprised that they did pick him over a lineman because they really need lineman help, especially now that they have DeAndre Hopkins. Um, they need somebody to protect. What's
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. So, I was surprised that they did not take a lineman, but I'll give them an A because they did take the best available, and sometimes that's what you do in the draft. So, yeah,
All right, I'm
A.
gonna go ahead and give it a A plus. The reason I'm giving it that is because I would have been happy if the Lions would have taken him at 3. So the fact that he fell to 8, it just shows how lucky the Cardinals got in this situation. Um, I feel like it's just my opinion. I feel like if it wasn't a virtual draft, I think things would have been different because I feel like more trades would have happened if it wasn't a virtual draft.
Yeah, but
But
there was a lot of trades near the end, but there
near
always
the
is.
end, but the first rounder was like maybe 2 trades, one. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna give it an A plus just because I think Isaiah Smith is probably top 5 best player in the draft. Um, Clearly the best linebacker. Like I said in the mock draft video, he can also play safety. That was his natural position going into college. But yeah, I think A plus is fair just because of the fact that they just went with taking a tackle. But I feel like they just want to build a stacked team. That's what they're getting right there.
Yeah. So let's go into the next pick. That was number 9 with Jacksonville.
Okay.
Um, they picked cornerback C.J. Henderson from oh, sorry, I didn't mean to ear rape you guys. If I did, I just had to sneeze. Um, they picked cornerback C.J. Henderson out of Florida. I mean, nothing special. I mean, he's a good cornerback, but I feel like there were better things that they could have taken, especially um I don't know about Jacksonville a lot, but I know that they're not that good of a team, so there's probably multiple positions that they could have taken.
Okay.
But C.J. Henderson, he's gonna become a good. I don't ever think. I don't know if I'm being biased. Why would I be biased? But I don't know if this is just a stupid take, but I don't think he's ever gonna be a Pro Bowler. I think he could be an
No.
average cornerback in the
Yeah.
NFL. So I'll give it a C plus.
Okay. That's a little bit harsh, but I mean, for the 9th pick, I think second best corner in the draft. I'll give it a B. Um, I mean, nothing special there. If that's the replacement for Jalen Ramsey, then I think that's a little bit disappointing. But uh, yeah, I'm sure he'll be okay. 10th pick, let's go to Brennan's Cleveland Browns taking offensive
Yeah.
tackle Jedrick Wills.
Um, I'm gonna give it an A. I know that's being biased, but they needed a tackle and they got one. They got the best, in my opinion, they got the best prospect in the draft in a lot of analyst opinion. Um, and this is gonna really help him. He blocked on the blind side for Tua, so now they're gonna move him over to right tackle, and he's gonna block on the blind side for Baker Mayfield. So I'm excited to see what he can do in Cleveland. Um, and he scares me as a human being. I'd be scared of him if I saw him in person. So
All right, okay. My thoughts on Cleveland's pick, I'll give it probably a B plus. Um, my opinion, becoming like the best tackle in the NFL or anything like that. I think he'll be a good tackle. I can see him maybe eventually making a Pro Bowl if he lives up to his potential. Um,
Well,
That's
he's
all I really say
one of
about
the
that.
one of the most important things is he has Joe Thomas to work with him, which is really going to help him. Because Joe, if you guys
I
don't know,
mean,
Joe Thomas still comes to training camps and helps them.
you can say that about any player on the Browns offensive line, though. So I mean,
Well, yeah, but none of the players that they have on the offensive line has been a high draft pick except Joe Batonio. So
yeah, I mean he's older though. Um, yeah, the New York
still
Jets have
making
a
the Pro
weapon,
Bowl.
Mekhi Becton.
Um,
What's your thoughts on that?
they needed. Lucas knows that I don't really like Mekhi Becton a lot. They needed a offensive tackle. They got one. I still think Tristan Wirfs will have a better career than him. Um,
Yeah, but in their like defense, I mean,
if they want to go, if they're trying to make an excuse for size, he he relies too much on size. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Somebody that's played offensive lineman, obviously not like a freaking um NFL level, but he relies way too much on his size and not skill. And if he could just get some training for that, then he can become a good lineman in the league. So I'll give it an A minus. I don't
okay,
I don't really like him a lot, but he can become good if he just gets
in
the
his
correct
defense,
training.
though, the only clips you saw were his highlights. I mean, that's not all that he has. I'm sure if you watch the actual game from him, then the most important thing is that he doesn't allow sacks. That's the most important thing. But um,
Will's allowed
number
one sack the whole season.
that's pretty good. Um, I'll give that probably a B plus. I mean, on tape he looks good. Like, what is he like, 300 something pounds? Like,
Yeah,
dude's a tank. But I mean, I clearly would not mess around with that guy.
put him in at running
So
back.
truck everyone. Um, yeah, I'll give it a B plus.
All right,
Let's go to number 12, the Las Vegas Raiders taking Henry Ruggs, wide receiver out of Alabama. What's your thoughts?
little bit high out of Alabama. A little bit high for a wide receiver. Again, I don't think you can you can get good wide receivers the whole draft. Um, personally, I think CeeDee Lamb is going to have a better career. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be a better player. But they not a bad wide receiver by any means. He could become a Pro Bowler. Um, so yeah, I'll give it an A. I mean, I don't really think he has the best quarterback throwing to him out there in Las Vegas, but um, yeah. So I'll give
Guys,
it a A.
disrespecting Derek Carr. Okay. All right. I'll give it an A as well, but I mean, Khalil giving it an A makes no sense because he didn't seem like he liked the pick at all, and he gives it an A. But
Well, he's a good. I'm just saying. I think I'd rather have CeeDee Lamb over Henry Ruggs.
guys, a little bit ago, he just said that the Cowboys taking CD Lamb was a little bit high.
Well,
But all right,
it's high for anyone, any receiver. I don't think any receiver should go um below 20
I disagree with that.
unless if it's like
Henry Ruggs,
Antonio
in my
Brown.
opinion, is the best player in the draft. I
What?
don't. What do you mean?
Really?
Yes, he
Over
was amazing on that
over
for
Chase
Alabama.
Young?
Guys, everyone calls Tua amazing, but when he's got wide open receivers like Henry Ruggs and Jerry Judy over the field, I mean, it's probably going to be easy for him. Now, I'm not saying Tua's bad. I'm just saying Tua's in a very good situation with great receivers. Um, yeah, I'm gonna give it an A.
All
I
right.
think. I mean, I'm not gonna give this an A plus. I mean, it's a receiver, like you said, but my thoughts on a receiver is a little bit different than yours. If someone's really talented, I'm taking him. I don't care what position he plays. Um, I think he's gonna help the Raiders right away. And yeah, that's all I. Number 13, Tampa Bay taking Tristan Wirfs. I like
Um.
this pick.
Yeah. Again, probably top three. Well, definitely probably top three offensive linemen in the draft. Surprised he fell this far because there were plenty of teams that needed a offensive lineman. Um. Before Tampa Bay. He's gonna be playing with Tom Brady. Um. Protecting Tom Brady. Do I think that Tampa Bay is still gonna have trouble on the offensive line? Yes, because um, one pick isn't gonna fix your offensive line. Same with the Browns. Um, but I think it's gonna help them. And yeah, I'd give this pick an A.
Yeah, I'll also give it an A. I think it's probably one of the best tackles in the draft. Not the best, but we'll see what happens. But okay, I know we said we are gonna talk about Tampa Bay later, but I just want to say this right now. They,
Hey, hey,
people are gonna
hey,
people are gonna hate on Jameis Winston, but they never gave Jameis Winston a team like this. I mean,
I
Tom
know.
Brady's gonna look good next year, but I feel bad for Jameis Winston at this point. If Jameis Winston had the talent like Rob Gronkowski, they're drafting tackles in the first
Where did
round.
he get? Where did he get
Like
dra- Where did he get signed to? I'm pretty sure he got signed, didn't he?
I I don't know. I think he's still a free agent.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see the Panthers signing him.
So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that people are gonna say, "Oh, Tom Brady's way better than Jameis Winston at this point." But let's be honest, Tom Brady's gonna have a way better team around him. So I don't know. But I'm a good pick from the Buccaneers to try to protect Tom Brady. They already have enough receivers. They already have enough tight ends. So the only other thing on offense that they needed was probably offensive lineman. I'm pretty sure they ended up taking a running back in like the third round as well. So we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about the Buccaneers more in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, good pick. I'll give it an A. And
Yeah, that's what I
so
gave
to
it.
number 14,
So
the San.
we're only two more left. Um, San Francisco taking Javon Kinlaw, um, defensive lineman, I think tackle, right? Or no, not a defense.
Defensive lineman. He's a defensive tackle.
Yeah. So you know, I think this is a very good pick. I saw him going higher. He did fall, not fall. I mean, a couple picks isn't falling, but he did go down a little bit from what I expected him to go. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna give this an A. He's gonna become a very good defensive tackle. Maybe even better than Derek Brown, who was taken at number 7. So yeah, I'm gonna give it an A.
Okay. Um, I'll give it an A as well. If you guys don't know, I actually had him mocked number 9. I actually had him in the top 10 in our mock draft, so I think it's a good pick. And for 49ers, the only issue, he's not gonna be as good as DeForest Buckner. So
Yeah.
if you guys don't know, they traded for this pick with DeForest Buckner. So I mean, if they're trying, I mean, he's a younger version of him though, cheaper. So I guess it makes more sense. But yeah, I'll give it an A. Let's go to
Um.
number 15, our last pick that we're gonna be talking about. Denver Broncos taking wide receiver out of Alabama, Jerry Jeudy.
Again, you know my thoughts on C.D. Lamb. I think he's the best wide receiver in the whole draft. Again, I don't think draft wide receivers should be drafted this high unless they are like once in a generational talent. Um, but good pick. I'll give it a B minus. Denver should focus on quarterback before they go out and start drafting wide receivers because Drew Lock is okay, but I mean, come on.
Um, I mean, he was a rookie last year, so we gotta give him. I mean, he was decent. Definitely better than other quarterbacks that the Broncos have been drafting over the last few years. Trevor Siemian.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, they've drafted some horrible quarterbacks within the last 5 years since Peyton Manning has been gone. But I'll give this probably a, I'll give this a B plus. I think I'll say he's probably either the second or third best receiver in the draft. Like I said, I think Henry Ruggs is the best player in the draft. I mean not player, wide receiver in the draft. My bad. Yeah, Brendan thinks it's C.D. Lamb. I don't know why he thinks that, but
Yeah. So
yeah, I'll give it a B plus. So yeah.
that was the last of our little recap of the first round. I was keeping this marked down. I don't know if you were. Um, I'm gonna go over my picks. If you were keeping it marked down and you want to, you can go over it too.
Okay.
So do you want to go first or what do you want
No.
to do?
Oh,
Okay,
wait, what are we doing right now?
just go over like the picks that you had, like with the grades, if you were keeping track.
I don't memorize it, so you can do
Oh,
yours.
I was just writing it down.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so at number 1 we have Joe Burrow to the Cincinnati Bengals. I had an A plus. Number 2, Chase Young to the Redskins, A plus. Number 3, Jeff Okuda to the Lions, A. Number 4, um, uh, Andrew Thomas to the Giants, I had a B plus. Um, Number 5, we had Tua to Miami, A. Number 6, we had Justin Herbert to the Chargers, B. Number 7, we had Derek Brown to the Panthers, B. Number 8, we had Isaiah Simmons to the Cardinals, A. Number 9, we had Henderson to the Jags, A plus. I mean C plus. My God. Number 10, we had Jedrick Wills to the Browns, A. Number 11, we had Mekhi Becton to the Jets, A minus. Number 12, we had where's my thing? Number 12, we had Henry Ruggs to Las Vegas, A. Number 13, we had Tristan Wirfs to Tampa Bay, A. Number 14, we had Javon Kinlaw to San Francisco, A. And number 15, we had Jerry Jeudy to Denver, B minus.
Alright, so that's Brendan's grades for top 15. We're not going to be talking about the rest of the first round or any. We'll talk about some other stuff too,
Well,
but
well,
we
well
just want to go over every single pick. It's going to be way too long. But I think we should go ahead and talk about our team's drafts now.
yeah.
So the Browns
So
and the Lions.
you can go first.
Okay, so if the Lions, I'm gonna go over first few rounds. So obviously the first round we took Okuda. In the second round, the Lions went ahead and took DeAndre Swift, running back. I really do like that pick. Third round we took Julian Okwara. We actually have Romeo Okwara on our team as well, so the brothers are now on our team. And Julian Okwara, if you guys don't know this, he was supposed to be a first-round pick. He was really good, but then he broke his leg nine games into last year. But I think he'll be good. We also took in the third round. We had 2 third-round picks. We took Jonah Jackson out of Ohio State, guard. People are saying that he could be a starter this year if he wanted him to. And then in the fourth round, the Lions went ahead and took. Let me try to find this pick. Detroit. We took another guard. Logan Stenberg out of Kentucky. I heard he's decent as well. Probably won't be a starter, but he'll be a good rotation player. Other picks, notable picks. Detroit. Hold on, guys. Detroit, we took Quentin Thepis, or I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name, but he's a wide receiver. Sadly, Colin Johnson out of Texas was drafted 1 pick before us in the 5th round, but it's okay. Those are all the notable picks. We also ended up taking a running back at one point in the draft. I think how we should do this: grade our team's drafts. I'm gonna give the Lions A minus because I'm not gonna be A plus because I'm a Lions fan. I'm gonna give it a fair assessment here and say A minus just because of the fact that, in my opinion, the Lions got 3 starters and a bunch of good players that can just be good players like on the bench or whatever. They can always get some playing time. But yeah, I think we got 3 starters. DeAndre Swift, he'll probably share carries with Carry-On, so I think they'll split carries, but I'll consider that a starter. Obviously, Okuda will be our number 2 corner. Desmond Trufant will be our number 1. Got him from the Falcons this free agency. But and yeah, DeAndre Swift, Jeff Okuda, and guard from Ohio State will all be starters in my opinion. Okay. So I'll give that A minus for the Lions. Give your thoughts on Lions draft.
I'd give it A minus as well. You guys got some good starters. You guys really, I don't mean to sound like mean, but you guys could use some help in some positions, and you guys got that help that you needed. So,
Sure.
Hopefully your guys' coaching staff can, actually coach them well, and you guys maybe can make a run to be in a wild card.
I think it's possible. We'll see.
All right, so I'm gonna go over Cleveland's pick. They had 9 total picks in the whole draft that they picked.
Just go for like the first 5 rounds, 6th and 7th round.
I'm going into the 6th because there's a big pick in the 6th. Number 10, we had Jedrick Wills, Alabama. He's instantly going to start. He has Joe Thomas teaching him. My favorite pick in the whole entire draft, just because I'm a Cleveland fan, and also because they just got one of the best tackles, if not the best tackle in the draft. So, yeah, that's a good pick for us. That was number 10 in the whole entire draft. Number 44 in the draft in the second round. This is a great pick. It's so underrated. Nobody's been talking about it. Safety Grant Delpit from LSU. He played great for LSU. He was gonna at the beginning of the year. He's projected to get drafted in the top 15 in the first round, but he broke his ankle. And was playing on a or not broke his ankle, but he had an ankle injury and was playing on it. So that kind of made his draft stock lower. So this is a great pick. We needed a safety so bad, and we got one. He's gonna start day one, so that's 2 starters. Um, if we go down, to this one, defensive lineman Jordan Elliott. Another good pick from Missouri. Um, I don't know why they took a defensive lineman over a linebacker, but it's fine because he, um, he's probably gonna be our second defensive lineman, but I mean third behind Richardson and Ogunjobi. So he's not gonna be a bad defensive lineman. He's just not gonna start. So that's probably 2 starters so far. If we go down to the 97th pick, we took Jacob Phillips out of LSU. Another great underrated pick that nobody's talking about. He led LSU in tackles. He's an inside linebacker, so he'll play middle linebacker. He'll replace Joe Schobert. He's not going to measure up to Joe Schobert's numbers last year. Obviously because he's number one, a rookie, and he might. I don't know, but he's a rookie, so I don't expect him to. But he led LSU in tackles. He was great for LSU, so I'm glad that he's in Cleveland now. If we go down to the 6th pick, we took tight end Harrison Bryant. I'm not even going to talk about that, because he's probably going to be our 4th tight end on the team. So this was in the 4th round, so I mean that's not a bad pick. Again, we took a center, Nick Harris. That's not a bad pick either. He's going to be our backup center. Maybe move him to guard if he can play guard. You don't see a lot of the time centers moving to guard, but maybe it can happen. Let's go down to this pick. This is my most exciting, not my favorite pick in the draft, but the pick that I'm most excited about. The 187th pick, right? Round 6. Cleveland drafted Donovan Peoples-Jones from Michigan. Now, he wasn't expected to really go high, but, he's not a bad receiver. And he was the best available on the board since the end of the 5th round, and nobody took him. And I was just so happy when I saw that the Browns took him. He's not going to be a starting receiver. He's not going to even be a receiver this year. He's going to be a special teams, but if he can prove himself, then they'll make him a receiver by next year. So who knows? Depending on what he can do in training camp, he may be a receiver, but he's definitely going to be on the team.
So what is your overall grade for the Browns draft? Because I think Brendan had to mute his mic real quick. I'll just keep talking while he's muted. So my thoughts on the Browns draft. I think I'll give the Browns draft A. I give the Lions an A-. I'm not being biased. I'm giving the Browns a better grade, just barely better than the Lions. Just because of the fact that I feel like they drafted positions of need, and at certain points they also drafted best available players as well.
All right.
So I think the Browns did a good job. Okay,
Sorry.
I was talking while you were gone.
Yeah, I know. My brother came and I thought it was he's just scared the shit out of me.
Okay.
So
what's your overall
I'm gonna
grade?
give him an A too. I mean, I don't mean to sound biased, but they filled needs. They got 3 starters like the Lions did, but they also had more picks. So they got a lot of bench depth, and just overall a good draft. They're ranked one of the best.
Something I actually want to talk about the Browns draft, actually, that I want to know your thoughts about, is their 4th round pick, their tight end that they got. Now,
yeah.
I went on Twitter, and people on Twitter are not being very nice about David Njoku. A lot of people on Twitter do not like David Njoku at all.
I like him.
They're saying that he's too injury prone, and that this guy in the 4th round that you drafted will eventually be the 2nd string to Austin Hooper being the 1st
He'll be
string.
He's gonna start as the 4th string.
People are saying right now he's a 3rd. He'll eventually be a 2nd, is what I'm hearing.
These people know nothing that they're talking about. I'm sorry. they
Well, pretty much what they're saying is
okay.
that
First thing is
uh,
gonna be Austin Hooper.
Njoku's a receiver that plays tight end. That's what they're saying.
Okay,
Can't block.
he
That's what they're all saying.
he, he can't block. He was blocking for Nick Chubb, and he had the third most yards in the league. And he's a top 3 running back in the league. Sorry, he number one's Austin Hooper without a doubt. Most paid tight end in the league, probably a top 3 tight end in the league in my opinion.
I disagree, but okay.
Who would you rank over him? I go 1 Travis Kelce, 2
Kittle.
Kittle, and 3 Austin Hooper.
I just disagree.
Whatever. It'll go Hooper 1, Njoku 2. What is his name? Let me find it real quick.
I'm pretty sure they just signed him, or like I don't
No,
even
he's
know.
been on the team for 5 years. God,
Browns tight end. It doesn't really matter.
it
But
doesn't matter, but he's gonna have somebody start over him.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. His name is it's number 1 Austin Hooper, number 2. Um, it's Harrison Bryant. That's who's gonna start over, and he's gonna be the 4th string.
I mean, don't hate on the
I'm not
guy.
hating on him. He's not
yeah.
bad, but I'm just saying I don't know why they took a tight end. They already have so many in there.
Yeah.
They could have drafted a wide receiver in the 4th and gotten another good. They drafted 2. Not they drafted 1 wide receiver. They could have gotten
Do you
2.
know why a lot of people are hating on Njoku?
Why?
Browns fans not like him or something?
No, everybody loves Njoku. It's probably just random fans that were bandwagons.
I don't know.
For
There
that.
was a lot of people on Twitter saying that. I don't know.
He's a good person.
I mean, I literally went on Twitter and trending was Njoku. I don't know why. But it was like right after
Rip
the
Kim.
Browns.
Hey, everybody! Kim Jong Un is dead.
That's interesting. But
He's not trending.
so no, it was earlier. Yeah, I mean, it didn't have that many things, but it was trending for sports, for like stuff that I care about. But so I gave the Lions a minus, and Brendan gave the Browns a. So that's what our thoughts on our team's drafts are. And we're not trying to be biased, by the way. I think both of our teams actually did good in the draft.
Yeah.
In past years, I usually wouldn't say that with the Lions. This year, I do. Yeah, I think the Lions are good, Browns are good. So, yeah. What do you want to talk about now?
I don't see any. First of all, real quick, I don't see any hate. Andrew Berry has multiple times defended Olivier Vernon, who people thought the Browns were gonna release for cap. He's not even. He's a good role player. He's a good veteran. Tight end. I mean, not tight end. DE. He also Andrew Berry has defended David Njoku. He's not he's Andrew Berry has been an amazing GM for the Browns. Better than John Dorsey did. He's done better in the draft than John Dorsey did in the 3 years he was here. 2 years he was here. So far, and he's been good in free agency. So I'm very proud of Andrew Berry being a Browns wide receiver. I mean, not wide receiver. My God, GM. He's been very good for this offseason. But yeah, I don't know why people would be hating on David Njoku. That's just a bunch of bandwagon fans. But I don't know if Lucas, hello, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So the next topic that I want to get into is the Bucs.
Okay.
Now the Bucs did trade for Rob Gronkowski. They did get Tom Brady. Bullshit. Their team's still gonna go 6-10.
Oh, okay. You have a very interesting opinion.
I don't think 6-10, but I don't think it's gonna be like the 2019 Browns. It's gonna be way too hyped up to where they
also drafted Tristan Wirfs in the first round.
Yeah. It's still. I still believe it's gonna be. I still believe it's gonna be too hyped up in that. They might make it to the playoffs or a wild card, but I don't think they're gonna win it all.
Second round, they drafted a safety, Winfield. Pretty sure that's who you wanted in the second round.
I'd rather have the Browns drafted over.
That's
Winfield.
not what you were saying before.
Well, yeah, but I've looked at Grant Delpit, and I'd rather have him over Antonio Winfield.
Okay. But yeah, I think the Bucks will make the playoffs. Uh, I mean, that's just my opinion. You're comparing it to the Browns, but let's be honest, Tom Brady's experience compared to Baker Mayfield's experience at that point are a huge difference. And I'm not trying to hate on Baker Mayfield. It's just young. He's a lot more younger than Brady. Um, Brady's been in Super Bowls, a lot of Super Bowls. He knows how to win. And Rob Gronkowski, last time we saw him in NFL, he was one of the top tight ends.
I t-
Now, in his last season, he was very banged up and didn't play the greatest, but he still is a great blocking tight end. And whenever the Patriots needed a touchdown, Rob Gronkowski is one of the best red zone players in the NFL. So, obviously, the guy in the first round they drafted, their tackle, they're obviously going to protect Brady now. I just think their offense is going to be great. And last year, their defense was pretty good.
Hello. Yo,
I don't
hello.
know if Brady's
All right.
gonna be as
Sorry.
good as he used
Sorry,
to be with the
guys. We had
Patriots, but
here.
yeah.
Wait. Okay. Sorry, guys. We had some technical difficulties. We couldn't hear Lucas for a second, but um, I guess we're just gonna start off where he left off before he bugged out.
Wait, I bugged out. I thought you like muted your mic. Okay.
No. Here, give me a sec. There. You were at like you were talking about how Brady has more experience than Baker.
Yeah. So pretty much, um, yeah. Like, I'm not trying to hate. I'm not trying to like start an argument with you because you're a Browns fan or whatever. But Baker was a lot younger than Brady is.
Well, yeah,
Obviously,
that's
Brady's been in
obvious.
Super Bowls. He knows how to win.
Well, yeah, but
Um,
um,
I just I don't think Brady's gonna let himself miss the playoffs. I think he's trying to prove a point that Bill Belichick did not make him. I think that's what Brady's trying to prove. So. Also, Robert
hey,
Gronkowski. Last time he was in the NFL, he was one of the best tight ends.
I
Now he
got
was banged up in his last year,
yo, I
but
got I got words for you. So, okay.
they will not make the playoffs. So
No, Bruce Arians is not Bill Belichick. He's I
that's
he okay. That's not why Tom Brady left. It's because I think Tampa. I mean, not Tampa. I think New England realized, holy shit, we're playing with a 42-year-old fucking quarterback. Why are we still playing with him? He's the greatest of all time. He played average in his last season. He wasn't anything special. Um,
I think he was above average, but I wouldn't call him amazing his last year. But I mean, if you look at it, can you name one receiver in the Patriots that was a stud last year?
Julian Edelman. That's it.
A stud? I don't know if you can give Edelman a stud.
Super Bowl
I mean,
MVP. I would think if you won Super Bowl MVP, you'd be a stud.
that was 2 years ago. Last year he
Okay.
was below. He was average
I'm
last
just
year.
saying he. I don't.
If
I
you
don't
look,
think he's.
I mean, if you look at certain things like creating separation, he was like 50th out of receivers. So I don't know,
It's
but I
just.
think Brady just did not have enough talent around him on offense. Like the Patriots' defense was fantastic, but their offense around Brady was horrible. That's just my
And
opinion on
and
that.
team people, they're already doing horrible in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady is breaking laws. I'm kidding about that. But they've already broken an NFL rule.
Oh,
Um, it's because he was caught trespassing first of all. Which is which is
well,
a
it was
which is a
not on
law.
purpose. It was not on purpose, but
Well, no, there was one where he snuck into a park in the middle of the night that he wasn't supposed to be in.
oh.
Um,
Well, the one where he walked in someone's
but
house.
teams want him to be punished for that because he walked in somebody's house.
Well, the
Oh,
guy's house that he walked into was a
I
comedian,
didn't.
and he was rude. But
Wait, the Redskins traded for Trent Williams today? I didn't even know that. I mean the 49ers traded for Trent Williams today.
I didn't know that either.
They did. They traded a 2020 fifth round pick and a 2021 third round pick for Trent Williams. Did not know that.
That's a good trade. Okay, you're right.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, that's a good trade for
Oh, but
49ers.
by the way, guys, I just decided that I'm not even gonna edit out the part where Lucas stopped talking because I mean,
It's too much
it was
work.
it was like, well, yeah, but it was also only like 10 seconds. So
Yeah. Also, we're trying to make the podcast like we're not trying to make cuts or anything. But
yeah, eventually, if we
sorry
get
about
more
that. I'm sure it
people,
was
then we
probably my
will.
Wi-Fi that bugged out. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I think Lucas thinks the Bucs will make the playoffs. I think they will make the playoffs too. I just don't think they're gonna win the Super Bowl like a lot of people are saying.
I mean, if they make some more additions to their defense, maybe. I don't.
Also,
Who's their running back? Peyton Barber. I mean, I don't know.
one thing I wanted to say about the Browns, and this might just be a bias, but if you guys didn't know, the Browns have been trying to get Jadeveon Clowney, and it's the top three teams are Seattle now because his contract standards went down. It's Seattle, Cleveland, and Tennessee. So I think it's Tennessee. It's either Tennessee or the Jets. Um, and I think the Browns actually have a good chance of getting him because they did not trade for Trent Williams, right? They drafted a rookie to play where Trent Williams would. So now they have the most cap in the NFL. The Browns do.
Lions have the second most.
So if they can use their money to get Jadeveon Clowney, I'd be very happy.
Well, that's
Even though
actually crazy. The Browns have the first, and the Lions have the second. It's funny. All right.
I'm
Two out of
surprised the Browns
16
have the
teams.
first though because they have a
I don't
lot of
understand that. You guys have OBJ.
well because most of our good guys are on rookie contracts still,
That's true.
like Myles Garrett,
Okay.
Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Denzel
Yeah.
Ward. So
Okay. So yeah, Brennan has the Buccaneers not make playoffs. I
well
have
no
them making
I
the
have them
playoffs.
making the playoffs. I just don't
Oh,
have them
okay.
win the
Yeah.
Super
What's
Bowl.
what's your prediction on their record?
I can see him going 11-5.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Okay. Um. All right. What you want to talk about now?
Well, we're going to talk about the NFL draft now. I mean, not NFL draft. We already talked about that. We're going to talk about the NBA returning. I know we talked about this at the end of the last podcast.
Yeah, we said that if it can happen within the next weeks, then we're okay with that. But anything more than like 3 more weeks, then I think it's just should end. But today they announced that on what is it, May 1st, right? I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's May 1st. May 1st, teams not because the New York Knicks, obviously New York is hit really hard with the coronavirus. Um, but yeah, most teams in the NBA will be able to like do training facilities or stuff. I don't know what it is, but they'll be able to practice stuff starting May 1st. So what's your thoughts on that?
Um, I do think the NFL, I mean not NFL, the NBA will return.
Significant news.
Sorry about that. I don't. I think it's gonna be before May, the middle of May. And I just think they're just gonna play without any fans, and I think they're gonna do 1 to 3 game tournaments as playoffs. Because if they did the whole 7 game series like they normally do, then that's gonna take 2 months to finish. So, but I just read something that says, Deion Sanders thinks Tua is the best quarterback in the draft.
Well, Deion Sanders says a lot of funny stuff.
Yeah, Deion Sanders is kind of a crazy analyst, to say the least. He does
I think
have
he's trying to get clicks.
he's trying to be the Stephen A. Smith of the NFL, but nobody likes him. Well, I like him as a player, but he's not a good analyst.
Yeah.
Don't beat me up, please.
I
Don't
mean,
beat me
Tua.
up.
I mean, talent-wise, I mean, maybe. I mean, we'll see.
Don't want
But-
Deion Sanders to come beat me up or some shit. But one important thing that I wanted to say, the Cleveland Browns host the 2021 NFL Draft. So the 2021 NFL Draft will be in Cleveland, and the 2022 NBA All-Star Game will be in Cleveland too. So just like the 2019 actually All-Star Game for the MLB was in Cleveland. So Cleveland's getting more recognition because their teams have been getting better over the last years. Well, now they suck, but they were better. But yeah, I'm happy that the 2021 NFL Draft will be held in Cleveland. I might actually go to it.
No offense, I don't think it has anything to do with your team's getting better.
How?
The Indians and the Cavs are getting worse.
Okay, the Cavs just won the NBA Finals 4 years ago when it was announced that they were the game was going. I mean, the All-Star game was going to be held in Cleveland.
Okay. I see. Okay.
And
I thought you were saying like they made the announcements like recently.
And the Browns, and same with the All-Star game for the Indians. They've known that for a couple years too. And with the Browns were just announced at the beginning of last season.
Yeah, after they got OBJ, they had that hype. Let's see. Okay, let's go back to what we were talking about with the NBA, possibly returning. What's your thoughts on that?
Like I said, I think they will before the middle of May. No fans in the arena. Maybe I saw theories that maybe they're gonna play in one arena, every team. Which that could be true because that's what I would prefer them to do because then I don't mean to sound like a dick, but I just want them to get over with the playoffs and into the off season already. I mean,
okay, I just started doing this recently, but I'm a big LeBron fan now. I just want to see LeBron win another championship, so that's all I really want to see, to be honest with you. I don't know if you're a LeBron fan like that, but...
Well, yeah, I like LeBron because I like the Cavs.
Yeah, I don't know if you're like...
I don't like people that dick ride LeBron, but I like LeBron as a player.
I just want to see him...
Like, I think I'd
win another championship.
If I'm gonna go with Stephen A. Smith on this. If he doesn't win a championship this year, he's not gonna win one in LA at all.
I mean, we'll see.
And I don't think it's either he's going. There's like 3. I know I'm just biased, but I feel like I don't think he's gonna go anywhere new. He's either gonna stay in LA, go back to Miami or Cleveland. He's not going. I don't think he's gonna sign anywhere new after his contract expires with LA, or he's just gonna retire because his son will be in the league by then.
Yeah.
His son will be in the league in 2024.
I mean, at the rate LeBron's playing, I mean, I don't see him getting worse anytime soon. I mean, he keeps his body in tick-tock shape. Crazy how in shape he stays. It's insane. That's why I think he's the best player of all time. But like, me and Coy were talking earlier, like, obviously we didn't get to watch Michael Jordan play.
There's a difference between the best player of all time and the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
The greatest of all time includes legacy, which I would say LeBron's probably number 2, greatest of all time, and Michael Jordan's number 1. But best player of all time, LeBron's probably
greatest of all time. You might have to put like Kobe. I don't know, but you can definitely put LeBron in the top 3 for sure. For greatest.
LeBron's the best.
But
the best.
I got LeBron.
LeBron is the most skilled player of all time, and I'm so glad that we live in the era that he's playing, because they're gonna talk about him in 100 years from now in history books and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. My thoughts on the NBA possibly returning. First of all, this does not guarantee that it's gonna return. It's just like a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And like I said, places like New York will not be able to do this yet because they're hit with the virus a lot more. But, I mean, sadly, the Knicks won't be able to win the finals anymore like everyone thought they were. Yeah.
I hate, I know it sounds stupid. This is going to sound very stupid, but I am so glad that the Browns did bad. I mean, that the Cavs did bad this season.
Why?
Because this is like a really good draft class, and not like I expected them to do good at all, but I'm glad that I hate if I don't mean to offend you, but or anybody that's watching, but I would kill myself if my favorite team was middle, didn't make the playoffs, but wasn't bad. I'd kill myself. Because you would have like the 15th pick. You didn't make the playoffs, so you have no chance to win the finals.
Yeah.
So That would suck. I mean, so it's either I'd rather just have my team be the worst team in the league or be the best team in the league. Nothing
Yeah,
in between.
that's how I feel too. I mean, last year the Pistons were an 8th seed, but I was kind of happy about that because I haven't seen one of my teams make the playoffs in a long time. Besides for that, but yeah, the Pistons luckily were one of the worst teams this year. Maybe we'll get lucky in the lottery. James Wiseman or LaMelo Ball, I'll take it. But I actually we have Derrick Rose. Shoot, I don't even know if I want to take LaMelo Ball. I don't know.
I hope the Browns take Anthony Edwards, small forward.
I mean the Cavs.
I mean, yeah, not the Browns, the Cavs. Yeah, I hope they take
Um,
either Anthony Edwards or James Wiseman.
yeah, we'll see how the lottery goes. Usually,
Yeah.
teams get screwed over. I know the Pistons will not get lucky, but anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
I just want to talk about some of the support and stuff that we've had. This podcast. Sorry if you guys. This podcast. In the middle, like Lucas bugged out. Who cares? We're not gonna edit that out. You know, I want it to be genuine and authentic, no editing. So,
Yeah.
That might just be an excuse to be lazy, but
Unless it's completely necessary where we have to cut
yeah,
something out.
like if somebody's like if one of our parents come in our room or like, you know, one of us like something happens, then we'll cut it out. But if something little happens like that where he bugs out for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 at most, then if it's like a minute or like a minute and a half, then we'll cut it out.
Yeah.
But normally one of us just gonna keep stalling if the other one cuts out. Like I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but we were gonna upload a video. I mean, we were gonna upload the podcast a couple days ago, but we were recording and Lucas had to go to dinner.
Out to dinner.
And so I was trying to stall for about 5 minutes, and then I just gave up. So
Yeah.
but this is
we're sorry about this being uploaded on Sunday. But
yeah.
starting tomorrow, we'll also be uploading another podcast, and we're gonna be starting our Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule.
Yes.
So tomorrow we'll be opening a podcast. We'll have other stuff to talk about.
So our week is gonna be very busy with this podcast, but
yeah. So be expecting a podcast tomorrow. So
yeah.
Also, another thing we want to talk about is if you guys didn't see, Brandon made it like actual normal video instead of like a podcast video or whatever. We'll be doing that once in a while, not all the time, but we'll be making videos and stuff like that. And we'll also be making a highlights channel soon.
Yeah.
We'll be uploading highlights from these podcasts onto a separate channel and just make like shorter videos.
Yeah, so it'll just be like a little clip of the topics. The most on the highlight channel, the most the videos will be is maybe 10 to 15 minutes at most. So
yeah.
But I just wanted to say real quick from me and Lucas, I think I speak for him. Thank you for the support. I mean, we've gotten what are we at now? 10 subs. We've done one.
Yeah.
We've done one live. We've done one podcast in one video. Now I feel like maybe some of them are actually like subs that we don't know. So if you guys are new, comment and we will reply to you with our names. It'll be pretty self-explanatory. You'll just be able to tell which one is us because we'll put our names. Make sure you guys like, which isn't a huge deal, but it does help the videos get out. You know, sub if you're new. Video. We're gonna do new podcast every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then eventually we can do. I want to start streaming the podcast now. I don't know if that's such a good idea, but you know, you could do a live stream so then you guys could join in the middle of the. Once we get more subs, you guys could join in the middle of the podcast. So I don't know how that would be, but
we might eventually do that. Maybe if there's like something huge to talk about.
Yes.
Something.
So make sure you guys go sub to our main channels. They should. I'm gonna be putting them on the home of this channel. Over there, I don't really upload a lot, but Lucas does videos every other day. So yeah, I'm gonna start uploading on there. I have a new video coming out sometime this week. Yeah, so I would just appreciate it if you guys go sub to our main channels.
Also, another thing I want to speak on real quick is I said it in the last podcast as well, but like let us know like if there's anything we need to work on. We're gonna try to improve with this whole podcast thing. Me and Brandon have never done this before, so we're trying to get better at it. Like we said last time, we'll probably get more comfortable with it the more we do it. and
Yeah.
we appreciate your support.
Real
Um,
quick, if you guys
yeah,
made it to the end, we've been on this for an hour and 5 minutes, but if you guys made it to the end, I just wanted to say sorry if I was breathing in my mic the whole time. I'm not sure if there's a way that I can try to fix that. Um, I mean, I could try to put my mic lower, but then my audio just sounds like shit, so I'm not gonna do that. So I mean, sorry if I was, but
I think you did better this time than last time with that.
yeah. So actually, I got something for you guys. I'm gonna test something out that I've been working on. Trip so it works. I actually added hotkeys, so I can play stuff when I want. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
It's like audios. So this is Little Einsteins. But
Yeah.
yeah, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys like, sub, comment, and tell us what we can do better. Maybe me and Lucas can start doing just live streams to get more interactive with the fans once we get more subs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you guys so much for all the support. Uh, I'm Brendan,
And I'm Lucas. Hope you guys enjoyed.
and we're gonna be signing out. See you guys.
Peace out.